Namaste, angels. I'm going to try to do a reading from my hotel room. We'll see what happens. It's a suite, a one bedroom suite, but I can still hear my children in the other room. I don't know if you can. So hopefully you can. I'm going to try. I'm starting with the Two of Wands. I have three decks in front of me. And one has the Two of Wands at the bottom of the deck, one has the Eight of Cups, and one has a marriage card. I do think that somebody has walked away from a relationship, possibly even a marriage. Um, and while some others, not as many as that walked away, but some others may have walked towards something. So, like you can see in society, right, with the celebrities and stuff, all the celebrities over the past 2 months or so have broken up with their partners. Some that were married, Natalie Portman, um, Tina Knowles, and there's a whole long list. I just can't think of anybody. I saw one of the Jonas Brothers like today. Well, today I saw it. I don't know when they actually did it, announced that they were leaving their wife, but a lot more of those cases than the ones that got together with their partner. Like um, the Asian actress, Yo, what's her first name? Michelle Yo. I think it's Michelle Yo. She married her partner, fiance, something, um, after 19 years. They finally now got married during Venus retrograde. So I say all this to say because Venus is going direct today. Tonight, 20 p.m., Venus goes direct. So a lot is going to change. But while she was here, while she's been here in retrograde and even in shadow, she may have destroyed some relationships that you had, just romantic, but also friendships and maybe even familial. So um, that's what my cards are showing right now. Like I said, I got the Two of Wands. Oh, and behind that Two of Wands, this is after my shuffling, is a Five of Wands with somebody moving out, moving over. This couple looks like they've had a fight, and one is moving out. And I have this deck with the Eight of Cups. The card behind that is the King of Wands in reverse. What is really interesting here, too, though, is so far both decks, after the cards that I showed you, have a reverse Four of Swords as the next card. And then with this marriage card, the card behind it is expectation in reverse. No, so there actually are no reversals in this deck, really. But I think this could be somebody who's maybe been expecting somebody to come forward. And perhaps they haven't yet because they were involved in another relationship, maybe even a marriage. But now that Venus is going direct, perhaps they're coming forward soon. So I'm going to, I think, use this deck primarily. And we're going to first look for the card that's going to most directly represent us this week. Yuri. A bunch of things just opened on my computer. So I just want to put those out of the way. You can't see them, I don't think, but I can. So the two cards that had flown that way and onto the floor were actually Judgment in reverse and Knight of Cups in reverse, and they fell together like this. So Judgment for me represents the planet Pluto in the sign of Scorpio, and the Knight of Cups also can represent Scorpio energy too, as can the King of Wands, which we saw in reverse too, because Scorpio is ruled by Mars. That Mars is the ancient ruler or esoteric ruler of the sign of Scorpio. So, um, so far, very heavy Scorpio energy. I say all that to say there's three people in this Knight of Cups card, which is interesting because it looks kind of like Three of Cups. It is not. This is the Knight of Cups. And with these two cards together being our primary focus this week, it means we're going to be addressing some feelings maybe of moodiness. Maybe you don't know why you're like upset, a lack of self awareness, doubt. regret, self-loathing, maybe, you know, beating yourself up about something, maybe about something that you regret. I should have, why didn't I? Oh, I'm so stupid. That kind of thing this week. You may be visiting. Um, some positive stuff happens this week though. So I mentioned tonight, Venus goes direct. That's positive. And so that will really heavily affect the signs that she rules, of course, Libra and Taurus, as well as the fixed signs in particular altogether. So Taurus is one of those fixed signs, as is Scorpio, also Leo and Aquarius. Um, will be really impacted. Tomorrow, Jupiter enters retrograde. And it said that whether Jupiter is in retrograde or direct, it's still bringing us luck, it's still bringing us positivity. And in fact, we might even feel more than usual because he's slowed down and he's going to be in Taurus, which slows the energy down even more. All right, so that's a positive thing. Something happens on the 6th too. That's positive. Oh, Mercury has a special transit in Virgo, where it's currently located in retrograde. And depending upon where one's house is, where in what house Virgo is located in one's chart, that is where you will most feel the positive influences of the transit, the Mercury transit on the 6th. So even though Mercury will still be in retrograde, um, this maybe the rest of the retrograde season will not be as tough if you've been experiencing a hard time, because this is going to really, really just sort of lighten and brighten up the energy. It's a very positive transit. So for me, for example, I'm a Gemini. Um, Virgo is my fourth house of foundations and family. So something going on with my home for the positive, or with my children, with my family for the positive. My found it maybe even my romantic relationship. Not that it touches so much on romance, but if that's part of my foundation, um, or meant to be part of the foundation, it might be affected. Now, as a Virgo rising, then that's my first house. So, my first house of self. And like I said, we'll be doing a lot of review, it looks like this week, of self. And so that may be where some of the thoughts of regret, would have, could have, should have might come up. And then if you're really thinking wisely about what judgment means, whether it's up in reverse or upright, is that it's about second chances, at least for one thing, and opportunity, abundance, gifts from the universe, and so is Jupiter. So if you turn it around in your mind to be a more positive thing, it will be a more positive thing. To the bottom of the deck, so far, we have the Fool. So new beginnings, risk taking, maybe that thing you didn't do, maybe you'll finally do it. You do your self loathing. I should have done it before. And then you'll say, you know what? I still can do it. I still can go back to school. I still can, try to get a job in this field that I'm interested in. I still can try to make this relationship work. There was a song that came on yesterday that really is a common song, but it's old. But it just really stuck out to me in a different way. So I knew it was my clear audience, like it was a message. Oh, Ashford and Simpson, Solid as a Rock, about the relationship just really being trash for a while, and then working on it and building it up. The female, the wife, she says something like, "For love's sake, each mistake you forgave." So she was admitting that she had done some sort of wrong, right? It takes two to tango, to two to do wrong and two to do good, two to build it. So she was saying she admitting, acknowledging the wrong she'd done, and saying that the husband, for the sake of love and their relationship and building it, had forgiven everything. So it's a new slate, it was a new beginning. Right? Each mistake you forgave. Um, and I don't know what the next line is, but the line that's coming to my mind is, and then against all odds, we made a start. We got serious. There was no time to play. We built it up, we built it up, we built it up, and now it's solid. So there is an opportunity to do something like that. Let's see what's behind. Yeah, behind the fool is the Ace of Wands. That could definitely be, a new job, um, a new relationship, or rebuilding an existing relationship. Let's see what the second card, our surrounding energy, is going to be. It's the Page of Cups, upright. So, a positive message of something coming in, some sort of offer from someone, in our surrounding house. Work, work and finance. It's the Five of Cups. It came out sideways, so I'm going to lay it upright. And this can be about disappointment again. So it probably goes along with that first set of cards, Judgment and the Knight of Cups. Just some regret over an opportunity that we feel was missed. But again, Judgment talks about second chances, and the Fool talks about new beginnings and fresh starts. So there is still an opportunity to work on this and to make something happen in work and finance. The bottom we have that Taurian energy with all the this big bull here with the King of Pentacles. And this can have something to do with an actual job offer. Maybe that's what the Page of Cups is about, or opportunity for increase, financial. But you got to get rid of that pessimistic, doubtful energy of the Five of Cups in order for it to happen. Now, like I said, it came out sideways, so maybe some of us are working on that. The King of Cups, maybe, I'm sorry, of Pentacles, maybe an actual person in your life, a Taurus, Capricorn, someone likened to those traits or attributes. And in this deck, I always get, like a laborer type, somebody that works with his hands, um, maybe belongs to a union, maybe he's a carpenter or a construction worker or a butcher, the apron and the knives, mechanic. I mean, of course, it could be anybody, but those are the things I get. And then behind him now is that Ace of Wands again. So it could be something about a new romantic opportunity, even maybe with this King of Cups. Why do I keep saying the King of Cups? King of Pentacles, given that the Page of Cups shows up here, maybe even though we're talking about work in finance, maybe it has to do with your finances. Your finances increasing because you become part of a couple or something like that. Or there's somebody comes in, a provider type, right? That's what the King of Pentacles is. A provider type comes in with a new opportunity for you. Love and relationships. That's too many cards. I see several cards. Yeah. I'll show you what they are though. The Page of Pentacles, the Six of Pentacles. So maybe a relationship that was imbalanced before, the into balance, that's going to be restored, right? Balance is going to be restored after tonight when Venus goes direct because Venus rules Libra, which is the sign of balance and order. The Six of Wands, victory, and the Queen of Wands, confidence, beauty, success. Temperance, which is another card of balance, for one thing. It's a card of healing, it's a card of restoration. It is a card of um, compromise. and deciding to move past differences that maybe we have allowed to bother us in the past. You know, a couple being, each member being of a different race or a different religion, culture, um, from a different background. One's poor, one's rich, and saying, well, it can't work because of these differences. And then temperance, the energy of temperance means that we've decided that doesn't matter anymore. One's older, one's younger, you know. All right, so for the for the cougars and the milfs and all that stuff out there. So that was love and relationship. Bottom of the deck, we have another ace now. It's in reverse, but it's the Ace of Swords. Physical health. Why so many cards? Well, boom, the lovers at the bottom, followed by the Four of Wands. Maybe this is a message about physical health that we're happy. Because love energy is being restored. We got the Three of Wands, followed by death. So something's changing. The Fool again, and the Seven of Wands, the Tower in reverse, and the Ten of Wands. I'm on the deck now. We have the Ten of Cups, and our physical health card is the Four of Pentacles. Spiritual health, the Four of Swords, and a clarifier for the Judgment and the Knight of Cups. It's another Ace of Wands. So being pessimistic, doubtful, beat yourself up, self-loathing, and then maybe rethinking all of that and deciding, no, I have an opportunity to start something new here. I have something I'm passionate about, and I'm going to go after it. And the universe is going to help me because that's one of the things that judgment means, right? It's like gifts from the universe. So we still have the Ace of Cups at the bottom of this deck. And we now have, I'm sorry, the Eight of Cups. Did I say the Ace? I feel like I said the Ace. The Eight of Cups. And we now have the Eight of Swords at the bottom of this deck. All right, let me go over all of them again. All right, so reminder, this is our focus, our main focus. We're not really focused, but our like primary energy. And it's one of a need to do self-reflection, self-healing, remain positive. So the reflection and the healing is for the purposes of positive thoughts. So we can bring about new beginnings, passion, new beginnings, things that we want. Our surrounding energy, there is opportunity, and there may even be an actual message of opportunity in whatever area um, It's needed. I mean, this could really be anything, but it's a positive message. It's a loving message. Could be just something that puts a smile on your face, So a nice piece of mail, right? Of a letter about money or, something. It could be anything, but it goes toward this new beginning that's going to be a lot more positive for you, a lot more successful. Work and finance, we have this Five of Cups. And for some of us, this is saying that we're like in the wrong job, maybe even. That could be what regret. Like, why am I here in this job? And the Ace of Wands can be about a new job. Can be about career. Career, travel, relationship are the primary, reasons the Ace of Wands shows up. For others of us, we could be looking for a job and just feel like it's taking forever. But those delays are to be expected right now, particularly because of Mercury retrograde. But also, this energy is reflective of delays. And it's just saying, like, not to get into that space again of pessimism and doubt and self-loathing. Oh, no one's ever going to hire me. I suck, or whatever. Try to stay away from that and understand the delays are not like they have nothing to do with you. Like the fact that you're not hearing is something that's out of your not within your control and likely has to do with universal forces. So you just keep at what you're doing. Keep sending out the applications. Keep sending out your best cover letter. Updating your resume, adding new successes that have happened since the last time you sent it out. All that stuff. And consider going into the job that you want. If you've woken up and realized you're in the wrong job, you're in the wrong place, or maybe the right job but the wrong location. You need to transfer. You need to move. I don't know because this could be about travel, the Eight of Wands, and about moving and stuff. And we've also had that card before, the Five of Wands, with that couple. Somebody was moving. Somebody had packed up their car and was moving. So this could be about that too, like the need to stay in your same field but do it somewhere else. My daughters and I, my kids and I, my son too, have been like traveling the country. um, and one of the places we went to most recently was Raleigh to visit my friends, one of my friends from high school. So we've been friends for over 35 years. And she picked up and moved from Jersey, from Jersey City, not even like South Jersey, like so it's still like an urban area to um to Raleigh. And the neighborhood where she lives, or where she works, where her office is, her like showroom, she's an interior decorator, is so like eclectic and like for artists and stuff. My girls are artists, so we were talking like this could be like a really good place for them. They have all these like artist crawls and streets that close that just promote um, creativity and stuff like that we don't have even in New York where we live. You know, um, so it could be like right job or right interest, wrong place is a possibility. In terms of finances specifically, not necessarily tied to work. Also, it's going to be about mindset. Like worrying about money is going to have exactly the effect that you don't want. If that's what you're focused on, that's what you're going to manifest, like problems with money. So work on instead, again, the positive mindset, getting rid of the doubt, getting rid of pessimism, um, you know, uh, thanking the universe in advance for everything, the fact that everything is fine, that you're protected, that you're taken care of, that something better is coming. Something better is coming because again, that all this energy is um, and right in the sign of Taurus, which is focused on finances. To this that. Then we have the Temperance card in love and relationships. We talked about balance and compromise and all these things, but one of the other things that um, temperance can be about when it comes to love is self. So all of this is tying together, like with our first card, that says that our primary focus or primary energy is going to be one of like self reflection and self judgment, maybe, and hopefully not self loathing. That's a possibility because if you want to have like a healthy, positive relationship with somebody else, I mean, it's like cliche, but it's true. You have to have a good relationship with yourself. You have to be prepared for yourself. So maybe one of the things that you're going to do um, is not um, compromise with someone else, as to, well, like this used to bother me, but it doesn't anymore. Maybe things that you've avoided in your own life that could have been help, conducive to your health, your betterment, your, you've avoided. So like therapy, for example, that could be a really great part of the healing process is getting into therapy and, having a professional help you to better understand yourself, right? To give you the right prompts, ask you the right questions, to get you thinking about, what you need to figure out about you. And then that can help you in your relationships. Um, meditation, relaxation. But now that I think about it and look at the cards all together, they all kind of mean that. And the same thing is true of the Four of Pentacles. The Four of Pentacles can mean that um, either you are holding on to someone, something, it's just not good for your health. Like trying to um, avoid change and, holding on to things, or somebody else could be trying to like control you, manipulate you in some way, and that's affecting your health. So it's still about figuring out, like doing a self assessment and figuring out what you want and what you need. And look at these people. I could see that dynamic right here with this woman. She doesn't like her friend that's happy, and look at her face. Like she doesn't want to see her happy. Oh, she's talking to that other friend. I don't want her to have more friends than just me. That's not healthy. It's like that kind of thing. And sometimes our friends can be like this. Sometimes our family members can be like this. Somebody, was I talking to somebody? No, I was watching a video, and the girl was talking about how somebody had suggested to her that she look into Caribbean men, right, West Indian men, for a love interest, for dating and stuff. And she's like, and like, but they're, they work hard, sometimes more than one job, and they take care of home, they take care of their women and stuff like that. They're very like doting and all. And she's like, yeah, yeah, like I know all of that. Um, but there's a problem with them. So there's two problems with them. And the person's like, what's that? And it's like their mother and their sister. And it's a joke, but it can be very true of, women in the, not just the Caribbean men, but, a lot of people. Sometimes the mother, the sister, they don't want you happy, you know. Um, this could be a brother too. Anybody, any friend, any family member. So, when people, when you're smiling and happy and the people that are closest to you are scowling like that, then maybe you need to move away from them a little bit and work on stuff for yourself. And so this can be about a need for like space and, to let go of stuff. Space to do a self assessment, decide like what to keep around you or who to keep around you and what not to or who not to. And then the same is true of our last card for spiritual health, the Four of Swords. Four of Swords is about needing a break. And so it's true in the spiritual sense as well. You need a break. You need a clear mind. You could use some meditation. You could use some yoga. You could use a massage. You could use just time when things are quiet so you can figure stuff out. In this Eight of Swords, you have a hangman. I mean, this is somebody that's trying to figure stuff out. That's feeling like they're in limbo, and Time is sort of standing still, has stopped because they don't know what to do yet. But they know time's going to pick up again. It's going to start, whether they're ready or not. And so, in the meantime, they need to be figuring out, a new perspective. They need to be considering new perspectives, looking at things in different ways. So that when the time comes and the clock starts ticking again, you don't feel like you're stuck. You don't feel like you have no ideas. You don't feel like you have no direction. You know what you want to move toward. Let's see if there's any other messages. So somebody could be coming towards you, or some energy could be coming towards you that is very passionate, but and very fast entering. But sometimes just as quickly as this energy comes in, especially if it's an actual person, it exits. Like these people can be like love bombers, and then they don't stick around. So that's not necessarily what you need either. But this can also be positive energy of Jupiter that I was talking about too, though, because it is fire, it is wands. So this, if it's an actual person, maybe an Aries, Leo, Sagittarius, or someone likened to those traits or attributes. We have another Judgment in reverse, so just a stronger message there. Wait, the song just came into my head again. That solid song. I just heard the lyrics again as I was about to shuffle. All right, let me pause for a second. I can't remember the first line now, which I gave you before. For love's sake, each mistake all you forgave. Oh, and both of us learn to trust, not run away. There was no time to play. We built it up, built it up, built it up, and now it's solid. So something we want to be. It could be you. It could be somebody that's going to come toward you. Offer that Page of Cups, the Knight of Wands. It could be both of you. You know, manifesting each other, but it'll have to be in a new way. Judgment can be about second chances. We got two judgment cards. They're both in reverse. So it can be a second chance at a relationship that maybe you've tried before, but you can't do it the same way. Something has to change. Something has to be different. There has to be room for compromise. So there's going to have to be forgiveness. The same way, if there's nobody in mind yet, in position yet, you're still going to have to forgive yourself, right? You're still going to have to move past if this judgment and Knight of Cups for you is about self judgment and self loathing and guilt and regret, then that's what the temperance card in the placement of a relationship means for you. Letting go of that stuff, forgiving yourself, as opposed to the guy forgave her. For love's sake, each mistake you forgave, you got to forgive yourself for love's sake so that you can move on. Um, I was first moved to do this, so I will. Last messages from this one. The star. So there's an opportunity to bring in something that you really, really want. And again, Aquarius is one of the sign. So Aquarius is going to be one of the signs that's most positively affected by Venus going direct tonight. Aquarius's ruler is stationed in Taurus, right? Uranus is stationed in Taurus. And that is where Jupiter is going retrograde. So Jupiter is bringing luck. So there are opportunities for your wishes to come true. The Aquarius, the sign of Aquarius, it's an air sign, but it's still the water bearer. We see all this water, so there is going to be like emotion and love and positivity. It's something that's really, really that you really, really like and passionate about that is trying to come true here, ready to come true here for you, if your mindset is right. Getting something about freedom too. And that's very much also tied to this Four of Pentacles in the terms of the physical health and the Four of Swords in the spiritual health. This sense of freedom. Earlier, I was driving and um, I hadn't put my music on yet. And instead of, which is weird for me, 'cause usually that's usually one of the first things that I do, but it was like silent other than the GPS. I had pressed the audio off button, which is also not really like me, I guess, the last time I was in my car. So anyway, there was no music playing. But I started singing um Easy Like Sunday Morning, which is also pretty weird. Today is Sunday that I'm doing this reading. Um that's and I would have been when Lionel Richie was still with the Commodores when he made that song or when they made that song. But it's one about freeing yourself from these people, right? These energies, in his case, a love interest, that are holding you back. I know it sounds funny, but I just can't stand the pain. Girl, I'm leaving you tomorrow. Like he had to go. And he says, I know I've done everything I could for this relationship. I begged, stole, and I borrowed. So I don't feel bad anymore. I don't feel guilt. I don't feel regret. I tried. I did everything I could for you. It wasn't good enough. So now I have to take care of myself. I want to be free, just me. So that's for somebody too, but it goes along with our cards. All right, so for messages from the card deck, we got four. The bottom of the deck, we have male and female, which for me is the divine feminine. And we got occupation, which is work, putting effort into something. It could be literally work, right? For those who are, again, like I said, looking for a job or for whom their focus is employment or financial increase, and they feel they're in the wrong place or not doing, or they're not the wrong place. Could be metaphoric too. It could be like I expect it to be further than this, right? In life, I expect it to be earning more. I expect it to have a big title or whatever it is. So there's work, there's effort, or it could be for some into a relationship. There's unexpected income. Okay, this could be gifts from Jupiter. This could be gifts from the universe through the two judgment cards. Again, for me, judgment is about abundance that is earned, but it does require you putting in the work for the universe, right? So, not necessarily labor, physical labor, but you like accepting guidance, following signs, synchronicities, and doing what you feel moved to do. And then the universe pays off. Mature man, and it's a five too. Paying attention to this globe. It's like a man about the world, a man that is worldly, for somebody who's lived. Maybe it's a married man or a man with children. But he is a focus here too. Like the King of Pentacles type. And then the last one is distant horizons. Somebody wanting to drop an anchor somewhere, right? But they're not ready yet. So they're still moving toward, where they want to be first, which also goes along with our messages. So I hope you have enjoyed this. The um, bottom line is, thinking positive, taking care of yourself, treating yourself to things like, yes, massage, maybe even exercise, get the endorphins going. Space, quiet, alone time, introspection, um, therapy, or talking to a spiritual leader, or going to some sort of, you know, fellowshipping with other people of your same belief systems, going to a temple, a synagogue, a church, wherever you feel comfortable, sort of feeding yourself. That's what this week is. I hope you have enjoyed the reading. If I hope you find it helpful, please do like, share, subscribe, and comment. I appreciate it. Namaste.